But I think one of the things that Imran Khan represented, and in a way that I think, Pakistan was not as known for it before, not because they don't care about Islam, but because perhaps they didn't have somebody as eloquent as Imran Khan in doing so. One of the things that Imran Khan did really well was dispel the idea of clash of civilizations. The reason that speech he gave in the UN was so, in my opinion, one of the greatest speeches given in the UN is because he didn't go in from this perspective of victimhood in that you hate us and we hate you. What Imran Khan came out was he spoke very passionately about how Islamophobia hurts, about the need to educate, about the need to interact, about the need to come together. But he did it in a way that did not take away from his dignity. And I think one of the things, the reason why I mentioned the Macron example, and I'll go to the churches in a second, Jeremy, the reason why I mentioned the Macron example is because on the one hand, you had Muslim leaders whispering in Macron's ear, telling him, we have no problem with your crackdown on Islam. Yes, Muslims can be terrorists. Go ahead, you can shut down mosques, force them to sign a charter. And the UAE statements were coming out saying that we respect France's right to protect its security, while you had Erdogan on the other side shouting very angrily at Macron. But you had Imran Khan coming with very eloquent language saying that what France is doing is wrong. We have to set up a committee together. We have to talk to Europe. We have to set up Islamophobia Day. There was somebody who understood how to communicate with the West. And I think that Imran Khan's time, in which he spent a lot of time in Europe as well, might have informed those views as well. So when we're looking at the example of the churches or the churches being attacked or the like, the reality is that what Imran Khan was coming to represent, and this axis that I talked about with Mahathir Muhammad or the like, was that you were starting to see a Muslim power of a different type, but with the likes of Imran Khan who were able to eloquently convey the attitudes that a Muslim should describe, such as those, for example, when they destroyed the churches. There is a famous story in Islam where Umar ibn Khattab, the second caliph, anhu, he enters a church after he enters Jerusalem, and the time for prayer comes in. So the local priest says, Umar, you can pray here if you want. And Umar responds and he says, I fear that if I pray in this church, people after me will come and bring down this church and build a mosque in its place. So let me pray outside, it's better. But the idea being, there is this idea that it should be respected and it should be preserved, because in Islam they are considered people of the book. And I think where Imran Khan did an excellent job was reviving these ideas, was reviving the way in which we could talk to the world on a political front about Islam. And the reason that's significant is not in an airy-fairy way. The reason that's significant is because Imran Khan, through his use of the OIC, in talking about Kashmir, in bringing up Palestine when Arab states were trying to normalize ties with Israel, in bringing up Kashmir when Arab states were signing new deals with India, despite India cracking down on the Muslims, what Imran Khan was doing, he was re-injecting this idea of morality back into at least international politics. Even if it was just talk, the change in the winds was enough for them to desire Imran Khan to be ousted. When Pakistan was squeezed by the Gulf states to withdraw from the Kuala Lumpur summit, that indicated that the Gulf states were fearful that Imran Khan was beginning to be part of this revolution in terms of how Muslim powers operate and how they communicate with each other and how they assert that power. So to go back to your question on the churches, I think that Imran Khan was, with regards to the churches, I think that if he had been in power, I don't think it would have been as severe as we saw it before. But I do think that the absence of Imran Khan, and I finish on this point, imagine you are sitting in Abu Dhabi or you're sitting in Riyadh, where once upon a time you were looking at, Erdogan or Imran Khan or Mahathir Muhammad organizing these conferences that threaten to seize this symbolic leadership of Islam. If you're sitting in Riyadh, you think Mahathir Muhammad is gone, Imran Khan is gone, and Erdogan, rather than be gone, has come to them to ask them for money to rescue his economy. The idea, you think mission accomplished. These guys threaten to really make a change, and I prefer the status quo. And I don't want to say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, because I don't think that it's what should be said here. But the point here being is that I think that it's sad, not just these church burnings, but the absence of an effective advocate at the time when we need it most.